Good morning, everyone. As Joe said, my name is Poppie Simmonds, and this would help if I actually remembered what I'd put on my slides. So hi, I'm Poppie. I'm at Poppie_Simmonds on Twitter. I'm one of the organisers of BrumHack, and I'm currently studying computer science at the University of Birmingham. And I like to say, wrecked a lot. And that's where the joke has come from. So, when do you consider yourself a hacker? It's quite an interesting question. Is it after you've come to your first hackathon? Is it when you've made some 1990s style jokey website that rickrolls you when you click on a button? Is it when you joined a hackathon hackers group and then swiftly felt you didn't belong in Circle Twerk? Which one of these things makes you feel like you're part of the community? And the focus of my talk isn't about getting new people to come to their first hackathon. It's about what happens afterwards. When do people feel comfortable and feel like they could come to an event like this and there'd be people here that they know, that they'd want to come again and again? It's that sort of getting to be part of the community that I'm trying to focus on. And following on from Jess's I'm a teacher style, I'm going to get you to do things that make you feel awkward. This is more of a workshop rather than a talk. So we're going to be getting into groups, we're going to be using flip chart and pens. Oh my God, what is paper? And we're going to be having to think about some of these things. So, confession time. I, after 2 years of a computer science degree, would much rather organise a hackathon than actually go to one. I feel quite uncomfortable at hackathons sometimes, and I was going to say I'm not sure why, but actually I am totally sure why that is, and it's confidence. And I'm not sure it's confidence and ability. It's kind of just self-confidence. So you might have hacked before, like I can code, but I feel utterly uncomfortable going to a hackathon because I think other people won't think that I know what I'm doing. And let's be honest, that's complete bullcrap. Like, we all know that. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to swear on the video. So I went with crap because it's a bit lame. And people probably don't think that. Like, you have probably not thought a bad thing about any of the people that have come to the hackathons you've gone to. You've probably not thought, oh, they're rubbish, they shouldn't be here. Who has thought that about someone? Good. You realise the peer pressure to not put your hands up there and make yourself seem like a dick. Well done, guys. Yeah, and we have this massive thing, and I'd say it's a big thing in Britain as well. We constantly worry about what people think of us. We think we're not good enough, and that is a massive barrier sometimes because you constantly feel like this dog. You're just like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm at a hack and I have no idea. So, and I think it's quite an interesting point that we are sometimes our own barrier to becoming part of the hackathon community. So what I want to do is actually use you guys to kind of think about this. So what we're going to do is we're going to get into some teams. So find some mateys. That's mateys. I had to explain that to 4 people last night. And what I want you to do is, it's going to sound a bit weird and a bit creative and a bit out of the box, but I want you to draw an outline of a person, and this is your new hacker. And I want you to write around that person, in that person, speech bubbles, whatever you want to do with it. What might they be thinking when they come to their first hackathon? What might they be feeling? What questions might they have? What might they be unsure of? What might they be worried about? All of these things about hackathons, about the community, about the event itself, about Facebook groups, about the people that we have, that they might be thinking about, worried about, feeling. So I want you to get into groups of 5, 6, find a space on the floor, grab a piece of flip chart paper from Joe and a pen. You'll have 5 minutes to do this activity, and then we're going to do something else. So Joe is just grabbing some pens now. Yeah, I've got the pens, Joe's got the paper. So get yourself into teams. You can draw me, that's fine. Just be flattering when you do so. Hashtag wrecked. Yeah? I'm not letting you get away with being hungover on a Sunday morning. You shouldn't have drank too much.
Okay, there's lots of people with paper. You people should be finding groups. There's more than that. Yeah.
this one.
Yeah. So you really do only have 5 minutes because we've got 2 more activities and I don't have the world to lecture you. I wanted to join it. That is like the worst photo. So we really are pushed for time, so do make this quick, this drawing, and some of your thoughts and feelings, because we're going to do some other stuff with that in a few minutes.
Who are these people? Where am I? What's my name?
Oh, no, no.
Oh, right. This is how a hacker looks like. Well. Oh, now that's your t-shirt. I'm sorry in advance. You only have one sheet. That's the head. Good stuff. Heads are usually that kind of shape. What's that? That's like the collar of the t-shirt. You get a bit nervous around sponsors and stuff.
You have 3 more minutes to finish this little mini activity. No, just keep it with you. We'll be coming back to it in a second. It will be in about 2 minutes. 2, ideally.
One at either end of the room.
Yeah, because I'm going to get Bruce feedback.
Cut.
It will make
Calling
sense.
it now.
Teams are going to feedback to us.
Oh, there we go.
You'll need it again. Okay, I'm going to give you 30 seconds.
What else is there? Why are we here? Who are these people? What's this all about?
Whoops. Wrecked. What? This?
Okay, whatever.
He's thinking all of that.
Let's all just
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and finish. So you don't have to come back to your seats. You can stay in your teams because you're going to be doing something else with your team, so don't mess around trying to sit back down again. But, all right. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I just want a couple of teams Am I going to have to shush you? I want a couple of teams just to feed back. So what are their biggest questions that you think some new hackers might be thinking, feeling, worried about, unsure of? Do any teams want to share? Team at the back. Yeah, wait for a microphone.
How do I do a presentation?
Yeah, presentations are a big thing. It's something that even people who don't go to hackathons are completely scared of doing. So when you get someone who's completely new to a community and they've got to present something they've made literally just that weekend to try and make an impression, that's a massive challenge added to the fact that people are worried about standing up and speaking in front of people. Has anyone else got something they'd like to share? Cool.
Very simply, I should know this. You kind of do it. You think you should know it, but you don't actually know it. We do actually know it. We just don't know that you know it.
One of the most confusing explanations, but makes so much sense. And the team at the front, and we'll take that as the last point.
Am I good enough, i.e. imposter syndrome?
Yeah. And I think one of the biggest things that I will say is I have a massive problem with imposter syndrome. Like when I applied to do this talk, I thought about doing this talk and submitted it within 20 minutes. And then after I'd submitted it, I just went, no. And that's why this talk has actually ended up as more of a workshop than a talk, because ultimately, who am I to lecture people about what new people are thinking and feeling? I just want to use this time, this space to do something a little bit different, and we'll think about how we can help. So the next thing then, back to the clicker, what can we do to help? So what I want you to do is use the back of your sheet, get another piece of paper, use the bottom, whatever. With your group, I want you to use this drawing that you've just made, the sorts of things that new people are thinking, feeling, worried about, to come up with some ideas on how to help them. So this can be ideas that are applicable before the event, at the event, and after the event. So what practical ideas can you put in place to help new people feel like they're a welcome member of the community? So another 5 minutes for that. Can you what, sorry? I don't... Hmm? They don't have a... So again, I'm going to be mean and keep you to time. So you've got about 4 minutes left, and then we'll be doing something else. Right.
Brainstorming.
Three minutes. One thing I will say to you all is make sure that the ideas you're writing down are explained in a way that someone else will be able to understand them, because you're going to swap your papers next. So make sure that things you've written other people would be able to understand. Otherwise, this is just going to mess the whole session up. One minute. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and wrap that one up. And boo, do 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 do. So if you wrap your discussions up there, what I want you to do now is swap your pieces of paper within the team. So what you're going to do with this new piece of paper that comes to you is have a look at these ideas and really analyse them. So something that I find when we think about ideas to include new people in the community is actually we sometimes find it difficult treading the border between helpful and patronising. And I think sometimes that could be a bit of an issue. And what I want you to do is really critical friend style, have a look at the ideas that are on the paper that's going to be given to your new team and think about, would these ideas actually help? Is there a little tweak to that idea that can be done to make it really awesome? And then what I want you to do is think about what your favourite idea is from that piece of paper, and we're going to feed those back. So another 5 minutes to have a bit of an analysis of the ideas that have just come to you. Put yourself in the shoes of a new hacker. Would that really help you? Would it make you feel comfortable? Would it pee you off a little bit? Or is it actually really great? I don't know if anyone's noticed the quote joke on the slide. It made me laugh on the train. 2 more minutes for this one, guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like a but also we're wondering about the name hackathon. So some people understand it's not about drinking Coke and pizza and scrubbing people.
Collaborative learning experience in your business.
Yes.
Well, I will have
I love that definition.
1 more minute, everyone.
I love you, Jess. I like interactive talks because I don't have to speak at people and think about bullshit to make up to fill half an hour.
I once ran 20 minutes early, so I made people get in a circle, like sort yourself.
It's like, why shouldn't you use a talk space to actually let people figure out? Because there are people in this room who have way better ideas than I have. Like, I could lecture you about how I feel really uncomfortable going hackathon for half an hour physically and have like,
Could you make that face on stage? Because I think that's awesome. I would like that on video.
I'm going to count down from 10 again. I love it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And wrap that discussion up for me, please. So what I want you to do now is you've had a think about the ideas on the piece of paper that's been given to you from another team. I want you to, pick your favourite, the one that you think would be most helpful into getting new hackers to not just after they've come to their first hackathon, but feeling welcome, feeling like they're part of this community and that they've got friends here and that they want to come again and again. What is your favourite idea and also why? So I'm going to ask every team to share. There are microphones that are going to go around. Just be really quick as you can because there's a lot of you. What's your favourite idea and why do you think that's so helpful? What is it about that idea that you think would really help new hackers? So which team wants to go first? Team over here, have we got I can give you my microphone. Oh, it's coming. I'll hold on to my microphone like it's my baby.
Sorry, I was talking to someone.
Okay, if we listen up to this team for me, please.
What we thought was beginner workshops because it gives new hackers kind of a kickstart to think about something that they want to build, whether the workshop is in a certain technology. For example, an Android workshop or iOS workshop, Ruby on Rails. It'll just give them something new to work with and kind of kickstart their project, get the ball rolling throughout the event.
So would these be workshops that are run like on the day at the event, like little lightning talk style things?
Yep, 20, 30 minutes long at the start of the event, the first couple of hours to get them kind of, just to get the spark going.
Brilliant. So first idea is some talks on some technologies to get people going. Next team. I'm just going to go around because you're all going to have to talk. So,
one of the good ideas that Harry came up with was better icebreakers. So something that forces you to stand up, move about, and talk to as many people as you can, because meeting new people would be really good before you form teams, because you actually know the people and had a chance to talk to them, even if it's brief.
Cool, thanks. Next team. And make sure you're listening to all these ideas, because the idea is you take them away and you make your hacks awesome.
So another idea would be a pre-hackathon mentoring or a local challenge. For example, for Kings, we had a hackathon 101. It was a workshop where we taught them how to give a presentation
it didn't have to be a real idea. They didn't have to actually build something. They just had to give a presentation. And local challenges, we had the first-year hack. So we invited a lot of first-year hackers to just do something for 4 hours or something like that.
Cool, thank you. Next team.
So what these guys came up with is like I really like this one. It's micro prizes, so that everyone at least feels a bit important, and they just don't feel like just the winner take it all. Like, yeah, that's a good idea.
Cool. Next team.
Well, we like to encourage cross-team communication and support with mini events and stuff.
Oh, next team. Yeah, this team here. We'll go here and then we'll go over there. I love it. It's just like, Tim, you do this. You have the microphone.
So we have two. The first is presentation workshops at the beginning and also rehearsals, which have worked really well in the past. And the second one is to send ahead of the event like a new hacker's guide. What should you actually expect? And potentially some like meta stories of people who didn't really know what they were doing, and they went along to a hackathon and they really enjoyed it in their stories as well, to try and ease the minds of those who are still a bit worried.
Fab. Next team. And thanks for helping with the microphone.
We've got a recurring theme which we thought of as well. It's the idea that basically when people are worried about when they're first attending, you would sort of explain to them about what happened at your first hackathon, so they feel a bit better about their experiences and how they can relate to it a bit. So yeah, we like that one, so we went with that.
Cool. Team on the right hand side of you.
Right. So we thought of better team building. So getting everyone. So that's a first-time hacker and somebody who hasn't worked with in a team, and basically just do better icebreakers that the other guys just said. Make up teams based on their skills. So a first-time hacker won't be too unfamiliar with everything, and what else? Yeah. All right.
Cool, fab. And then are you all one team on the sofas over there? Fab.
Yeah.
So last team then at the back.
So we thought about advertising the hackathon as a big collaborative learning building experience as well. So encourage them to seek help during the hackathon, either from mentors or previous hackers. And we also thought about having intro talks about workshops for APIs, not during the intro talk, but by separate workshops as well. So to make them feel more at ease going to hackathons.
Yeah, because I'm not going to lie, one of the first questions I think most people have is, what the hell is an API? Before you've actually started hacking and using that and getting to grips with using data and people's APIs in your hacks, it's a concept that's just like over your head, because it's not something that really comes in kind of online beginner tutorials, really. So thank you for all of your hard work. Do you like the way that I just palmed it back off onto you and made you do all the hard work? So I'm just going to finish up. Oh, we've just done that one. So, okay, thanks, bye. Before I finish, does anyone recognise the font? Yes, it is Ubuntu. I thought I'd get nerdy with the font. So yeah, thank you for all your wonderful ideas. And the point of this wasn't just to get creative with some stickmen for a little bit. I want you to really think about the ideas that have come out, because there's so many valuable things that you've all said that we can use to make sure that new people, after their first hackathon, don't just go, yeah, I had an all right time, but I didn't really feel like I fit in. I didn't really feel like I made any friends. I don't feel like I'm welcome here. We want to change that so that the people we get stay and they become more and more awesome. So thank you for all your wonderful ideas, and that's me.